Huntaphobia, and you can check me out on Paraflixx.com and YouTube. And I'm happy to be on the Keith Andrew Show.
People who want to know what is the Keith Andrew Network, the whole point of my talk show is to show you that even if having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. To prove to them you can still amount to something. So hashtag break the labels. This episode, we're coming from you live from Toronto, the home of one of my favorite countries, Canada. So this is our special Canada edition on the Keith Andrew Network. So the first question I want to ask our guests is, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Bryan Laverty. I'm a paranormal investigator, and I started a group called Huntaphobia about a year and a half ago. So basically what I do is I search for the paranormal around Ontario, Toronto, and pretty soon we'll be going towards the rest of Canada, and then eventually hitting some places in the States. So I'm going to be all over.
No, absolutely. And now the first thing I want to ask you is, what inspired you to start your career?
Well, basically how I got into the paranormal, as a kid, I discovered I had abilities than other kids did. I was able to see things that other kids couldn't see. So I discovered pretty early that probably around the age of 14, 15 years old, that I had sensitive abilities. So I was able to see things other kids couldn't see. And I had my very, very first experience by being touched by something that wasn't living. So I guess you could say paranormal. That was my very, very first experience on being touched. So from there on in, I definitely had a passion for the paranormal. And as I got older, obviously my passion grew. And about 9 years ago, I had my very first experience on an investigation. And that's where it all began.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is a good subject, actually. Do you believe in life after death?
Of course I do. And that's why I do paranormal investigations, to figure out what lies beyond death. And that's kind of my tagline that I use sometimes. And it's just, oh yeah, definitely. There's no doubt there's something definitely happens after you pass away.
No, it's funny. I always play with the idea. I'm a big diehard fan of Dragon Ball. And I'm like, oh, if I die, do I want to do my life over, or do I want to do it over in a different reality? And I'm like, I want to be a part of Dragon Ball Z. I want to be in that universe, because I know so much that I can be like a fortune teller. And I say, oh, I know how things are going to go. Of course, I'm going to live my life and do the whole routine. But at least it'd be nice to say I have friends like Bulma, Goku. You know, it's nice to have the best of both worlds. Obviously,
yeah, well, that's good, but that's not really a sense of reality, though, is when it comes to a game, right? So I think reality in games. Go ahead.
I mean, like, for an example, if you're dead and God said you can come back, what reality do you want to be a part of? That's what I mean. I'm like, you'd be in a different universe.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what about you?
For myself, there'd definitely be a lot of people I'd like to haunt. So I guess I definitely would love to come back and be able to do that, but that unfortunately that's not my choice, right? So I find a lot of times that when it comes to paranormal, and I think a lot of paranormal investigators will agree with me when I say this, a lot of times the spirits or whatever you want to call them, we're trying to talk to are, I think, spirits that are here because they have unfinished business. They've done something in their life that wasn't necessarily great. They were kind of maybe not necessarily bad people, they were bad people, and or they did bad things in their life, and that's why they're still walking this earth. And that's hopefully I'm not going to be one of those people.
Absolutely. So my next question is, do you think or do you believe that John Edwards, not the guy who had an affair, John Edwards from Crossing Over, do you think he's real or do you think he's fake?
That's a tough question. I don't know him personally. I've watched maybe a few things of his. I don't really follow him that much, but that's a tough question to answer. I think I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
No, I mean, okay, to be fair, you know, they do plant people in audiences, you know, like especially in wrestling, you know, like where they're always beating up a fan. That's not a fan. That's an employee dressed like a fan. But, you know, it's like I see, you ask the common questions. Has someone died from cancer or stroke? Half of those people in the audience, yes, you're right. But I'll give you an example. This may or may not have been a true story. But I see in this side of the audience where I was sitting, I see in this side of an audience, there was a shooting, but they covered it up. And the guy's like, yeah, out of respect for my mother, we don't want to talk about it. I say, okay, I want to talk to you after the show, be backstage about it. But he's telling me right now, the cops covered it up and it wasn't an accident. It was done deliberately. So he said, okay, we're going to take a commercial break. Like I said, I don't know if it's real or not. These people did not come back for the rest of the show. They got up and they left. So I don't know if it's like, okay, you paid, you did your part, or it was actually he knew something that they wanted to bury.
You know what? I don't know. I wasn't there, so I really can't answer that. I think a lot of times now, when he says he spoke to them, did he speak to them in the back?
I don't know. They just got up and never came back. Maybe they
okay.
Were
So
in the
my
back.
question is, he said all that because that's what he wanted the audience to believe. I don't know. You know what? I think with a lot of, I think there are some mediums out there that are legitimate, and then there are some mediums out there that are just doing it to make money. And I find those particular mediums are the ones that are always asking the typical common questions, and they're saying the typical common things, and it's kind of in a roundabout way. It's not necessarily directed at somebody at the moment until somebody puts up their hand and goes, oh yeah, that my brother died, and you know, and then they go on with that. And have you ever noticed that sometimes they will say something and then the person will go, I'm not sure about that. Well, that's because of the fact that it's crap and you know, it's not true. But at the end of the day, I don't know, there's some, I find that the people that are on TV, generally most of them are, I won't say all of them, I say generally most of them are nothing but fake. And I find that there's a lot more people that are not on TV that are doing videos like for YouTube and stuff like that, that I would tend to more believe, because they might not be that marketable like somebody like John Edwards or Teresa Caputo from Long Island Medium. You know, she's very marketable. Now, I might know somebody that's a medium that's not marketable at all, but she's excellent at what she does. You know, so I don't know. I try to stay away from those type of opinions on believing somebody or not. So, because I don't know. So,
ask you best. How do you stand out for people who want to know that what you do is legit?
You know what? I always say this, and other people that have asked me kind of the similar question. I'm not here to convince anybody on what I can do. I know what I can do. If you enjoy what I do, great. If you don't, you don't have to watch. That's how I look at things. I'm not here to change anybody's mind, because I've dealt with a lot of skeptics in the past, especially when I go on paranormal investigations. You know, you get the comments, oh, that was fake and this was fake. And one thing I always say to people, my integrity means everything to me, and I will never, ever fake a video.
No, you're
never.
right. And
Integrity's everything to me. So.
And you shouldn't. That's the same thing. Like for me, people are like, "Oh, you're doing a great thing. You say you have a disability, but we don't see it." Well, not all disabilities are visible. Just because you say you have a disability, it could be mental, could be physical. Just because you're not using it for, freaking a kickstand or something, or a pity party, you're doing it to make an example, saying if I can do it, you can do it too. I give you an example. My sister does tarot card readings, and she can actually relate to you. Well, I think she would, because there were times. I can even tell you a story if you want to hear it.
Sure.
There was my grandparents' house is like this in Long Island, Seabird, and they liked the house because one, it had a canal in the back. So like 6 a.m. to see the bottom of the canal, and about noon, the water from the ocean would come in. And also, they had a sidewalk. So my niece at the time could walk from her house to their house. So that was the selling point. But they couldn't find the keys to the house. So, we always thought that was weird. Maybe, the realtor, misplaced them. But there was a spirit in his house. We don't know what his name was. My sister called him Max. And he wasn't an evil spirit. He was just hopping around waiting for his time there. And, when my grandma was around, like, oh, there's no one here. It's an old house. She passed away. That's when my grandfather says, sometimes I do feel like there's somebody here with me. And my sister went to sleep one night. The light turned off by itself, and the guy's voice that heard good night. My mom stayed over once. My sister was out cold. My grandfather was in the next room, out cold. My mom turned off the light, and she felt like someone was standing over her. And she heard in a soft voice, "Good night." My mom's like, "Good night." Then she threw the covers all over her head. And but a couple months later, it was like he was gone. It was his time. So obviously, I think it was a murder. Why? Because why else? Well, that already committed suicide. Why else would his spirit be attached and locked to just one location, and then a couple of months later, a year or so later, he just magically vanishes?
Interesting. There could be tons of reason. He could have done what he needed to do, his unfinished business. Maybe he did it. You never know. Maybe he was able to speak to somebody that he needed to speak with. Maybe he was able to show somebody something before he needed to leave. I don't know. It could be various different reasons. I think that's one of the main reasons why I love doing what I do, is because trying to figure out why they're here. Why are they staying? What's keeping them here? Why haven't you crossed over? Those are all the questions that I ask in a lot of my videos when I'm on an investigation. Okay, we might not get the answers, but I'll give you one little story that's pretty. The place is close to me. It's about an hour drive from me. Okay. And I'll give you an example of something that I've been trying to figure out, or there's several stories to this place. And I think I figured out one of the stories, and it was amazing. It was a video. It was a video I did. It's called the place is called the Streaming Tunnel. It's about an hour from me. It's a very famous tunnel within Canada. A lot of people know about it. I still don't understand why it's not on the top 10 for most haunted spots, because every time I go there, I capture something. The last time I was there, okay, so there's 3 different stories to this place. There's one story where a girl was unfortunately sexually assaulted and was killed, and then her body was set on fire to cover up any evidence. Okay. The second story is the parents were going through a nasty divorce. The father went crazy and set the house on fire with the girl still in the house. She got severely burnt, and she ran down to the tunnel and died. And there's another story with this exact same story, but then the father committed suicide in the tunnel when the girl died. There's quite a few stories. Okay, so in this particular video that I did, and which I'll let you know, it's up on Paraflixx. And if you don't know Paraflixx is a streaming service, just like Netflix, but it's for the paranormal. So that's where my videos go now. They don't go on. I put little clips on YouTube, but I put my actual full videos on Paraflixx. I'm going into my 3rd season soon. And so anyways, we did an investigation. It's on my 2nd season on Paraflixx. And I asked a question. And they're starting to call me the SB7 whisperer, because the SB7 I use, I get a lot of things coming through. Like I'm talking like clear EVPs coming through my SB7. So anyways, so I asked the question, did you die in this tunnel? And the response I got in the SB7, and it's in the video, it said burnt from home. Now, if you remember my 2nd story that I just told you, the little girl was burnt from home because the father set the house on fire, ran down in the tunnel, and died of her burns. So that kind of answered that kind of question. Now, did that answer a possible rumor of that tunnel? I think so. I think that was clear evidence right there when it said burnt from home. Now, are you familiar with an SB7?
No.
Okay, so an SB7 is like a little transistor radio, and what it does is it goes through all the frequencies of radio stations. It can go forward, it can go back, so it's sweeping through all the frequencies. And they say spirits can manipulate frequencies, so that's why the spirit's able to come through what's called an SB7. I have the SB7, there's another one out there called an SB11. I prefer the SB7. I get better responses with the SB7. So we got a response, and if people go to my YouTube, they'll see that I just put clips up there now, but some of the responses I'm getting through the SB7 are absolutely incredible, and that's why they're starting to call me the SB7 whisperer. So because I'm actually connecting with the spirits. Now, I told you earlier that I'm considered a sensitive, as I discovered when I was younger. So basically, my abilities are I don't necessarily see facial features, and I can't hear them, but I can see them. And what I usually see is a black mass of a spirit, and I can tell between a female and male. But when it comes to a demonic energy, it's more of a translucent smoke, and it's moving very, very slowly around, like let's say a room. So that's what I can see, and that's what my abilities are. So, but this particular answer that we got from this tunnel from the SB7 is absolutely incredible. So what people are thinking what's happening with me is because I'm unable to hear them, but I connect with them because I can see them. They're talking through the SB7, and that's how I'm hearing them.
So what did it sound like when he got the message back? Was it like in a human voice, or did it just appear?
Yeah, and that's a good question. That particular moment, it was definitely a woman that was talking, but it almost sounded robotic. It went burnt from home. It was almost like robotic, but it was definitely a woman's voice. It's really, really, and those are the type of catches or captures that I'm getting through the SB7. Like there was another place that I went to, and it's on Paraflixx. It's called Greenbelt Drive. I asked the question, did you what was the name of the person that died in this apartment? Right out, it said Michael. Now I did find out there was a death of a Michael in the area, not necessarily in that apartment. There was a Michael that passed away of a car accident down the block, probably I think it was about 10 years before. So Michael could have been roaming the complex, who knows? But those are the type of the responses that I'm getting. So it's pretty incredible. I love everything about it. So
No, absolutely. And you would think with all the technology today, it's only going to get better and more advanced.
Yeah, you know what? And that's true. There's a lot of apps coming out and stuff like that. And there is an app that I use, but I'm on the fence about it. But honestly, I'm an old school kind of guy. I like the basics.
Yeah.
And like, I use the SB7. It's like a transistor radio. And it looks like it's something from the 70s. It's not, but it looks like something from the 70s with an antenna and everything like that. But it's great. I've been starting to use the cat balls on investigations to see if, because they have little bells in them. And if I'm in another room and the ball moves, then I can hear it. I'm really going back to basics with my equipment. I think the problem with a lot of apps and stuff like that, they're no good. They're no good. There is a word I could use for them, but I won't. So.
Well, it is uncensored. You do have a right to say what you like.
They're crap. I'll be nice about it. They're crap. They're crap. They really are crap. Like, I think the only good one that I use every so often is the necrophonic. And that's pretty good. A lot of ghost investigators use the necrophonic. And I'm on the fence about it, but I still use it.
Well, I can tell you one more story, and I will pass this over to you. Was the last remaining time. I had this alarm clock, and I'm like, okay, it's $20, $30, and occasionally it will go on by itself. Not like it's always is on. It says you will make crackling and like interferent noises. Like it's doing it right now. I don't know if you can hear it, and it's kind of like, then I go stop. And it was weird. I'm like, okay, maybe it's broken. So I bought another one. But it's like, I think $40, $50, or maybe $60. And occasionally it'll go, and then...
When it's not on?
No, when it's on.
Oh, when it's on. Does it do it when it's off?
Oh, it's never off. I have it on all the time. It's right now, it's like 3:35. And it does.
So but it's an alarm clock, but you could turn it on if it has a radio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's could be many things. Could be different things. I wouldn't want to say what it is, but it's definitely interesting for sure.
I did try the theory on my because my sister like, people are made of energy. It might be picking up, someone's around. So I said, if anyone around, then the thing would make a noise. So I'm like, but
that's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is what you can do is if you got a voice recorder on your phone, most people do, turn the voice recorder on and just ask a bunch of questions and see if you get a response. Play it back and put some headphones on and turn it up full volume. And see if you get a response, and then you'll know.
It's funny. As soon as you said that, the thing's starting to make the noise again.
Yeah. Oh, really? Right now? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah, you know what? I'm a big believer in the fact that I don't care where you go. It could be an abandoned house. It could be a hospital. You could be walking down the street. I'm a big believer. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. There's always spirit everywhere, and that's my true belief. Like, I can walk down the street and I'll see one, and I can walk into the streaming tunnel, I can see one. I can walk into a friend's place and I can see one. I truly believe, well, I know they're everywhere, and it doesn't matter time or day. I know a lot of people say that paranormal investigators will say that they like to go out at nighttime, especially around 1, 2, or 3, because that's supposedly the thinning of the veil.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge believer in that, to be honest. I don't care what time you go out. I can go to a haunted bridge during the day and I could catch something. So, everybody has their own opinion. I have my own opinion, and to me, like I said, it doesn't matter where you go, what time of day, you're going to catch something.
No, you're absolutely right. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but I want you to be brutally honest. When I first
Okay.
approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what made you say yes? How do you feel now? And would you recommend it to other people?
Well, okay, well, I'll answer the first one. When you approached me and you asked me if I wanted to be on your show, I think the main reason is because I like talk shows, and I like talking on shows, and I like talking about the paranormal. So that's what really, really attracts me to talk about going on talk shows and talking about the paranormal, because it's something that I love and I have a passion for. And I would definitely recommend it. You seem like a great guy. You seem very laid back, and it's definitely you definitely seem like a nice guy. So I can usually tell when somebody is messaging me and asking me to be on their show. I can generally tell if it's going to be a good time or if it's going to be a bad time. So I had the feeling it was going to be a good time with you. There was another show I did back in August. I definitely felt like it was going to be a bad time, and it definitely was a bad time. So, I'm not going to mention the show name, but no, yeah, definitely. I definitely recommend you for sure.
No, absolutely. And like I said, a couple questions off the air, but how can our fans and viewers follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram?
Okay. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Parapost Network, which is the new social media site, and it's all under Huntaphobia. TikTok, it's Huntaphobia, yes, but it's Hunt_A_phobia for TikTok, but YouTube, it's Huntaphobia. Facebook, it's Huntaphobia and Friends. And Instagram, it's Huntaphobia. And is there another one? There's so many social media platforms, it's hard to keep them all straight. But Parapost is the biggest one for me, Parapost Network. And you can download Parapost Network through iOS or Android.
No, absolutely. Now, wrapping up the show, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road. So I want to say thank you for your time.